Hey friends, it's Amy Deb, the Keto Queen. I hope you're having a great day. We're home from work and we're making a new dish. This is a chicken Alfredo. It is done a little differently. So guys, if you are interested in learning about some chicken Alfredo, then make sure you stay tuned and go ahead and give me some hearts in the comments. I would love to know where you're watching from. So in the comments, let me know where you are and give me some hearts if you love a chicken Alfredo. Guys, I'm so excited to show you this. Let me grab a plate. And let me show you what I've done before we went live, because I didn't want you to have to watch me cook this whole thing. I've got a skillet of chicken chunks. So I took two big fat chicken breasts and I cut them into bite-sized pieces. And then I cooked the chicken in a tablespoon of butter. And I seasoned my chicken with salt, pepper, and a little spicy seasoning. I love a spicy chicken Alfredo. So there's a lot of different options for spice. Does that not look good? Give me some hearts, guys, if you love chicken Alfredo. I've got to know it in the comments. There's a lot of spicy seasonings out there. There's all kinds of Cajun seasonings. I'm actually using Flavor God's Everything Spicy seasoning and some salt and pepper on my chicken. The chicken tastes fantastic. I just took a bite of it. And guys, now we're going to start making our Alfredo sauce. And I'm going to show you what I've done in the oven while we cooked the chicken. So let me get some butter in here, and I'll let it sit out too long so it's too soft, can't even cut it. Let me spoon out some butter here. All right, so I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of butter because I'm making an Alfredo sauce, and I like it to be really, really good and tasty. And that butter is not only going to give it some healthy fat, it's going to make it taste great. And I'm using the same skillet with the seasonings that's left over from that spicy chicken. Let's get this off. Get this butt up. All right, so we're letting this butter melt, and then we're going to add some minced garlic to the butter. We're making us an Alfredo sauce to go with our chicken Alfredo. So here's the chicken. We took bite-sized chunks, and we seasoned it with salt, pepper, and a little spicy hint because I like a spicy chicken Alfredo just to change things up. You can do it however you want. So if you want garlic and Italian seasoning, you go for it. If you want salt, pepper, and oregano, you go for it. Like, you can use your own seasonings in this recipe. But I'm going to show you the way I'm doing it. I've got 2 tablespoons over here in this warm skillet, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this heat down because we don't want to burn our next ingredient, which is garlic. So I'm going to take it off the heat for just a minute. You guys know, if you follow my page, this back eye, it gets hot. It gets really, really, really hot. So I've got some fresh garlic. So I did go to the store today. I did. And I remembered to get garlic. So I'm going to use some fresh garlic that we're going to mince right in here. I recommend anywhere from 2 to 4 cloves. You can use as much or as little as you like, but I love garlic and a good Alfredo sauce. So I've got 2 big cloves and 1 little small one. We're going to add that straight to the butter, and we're going to stir this in, letting it really get good and fragrant in that heat. Where's my napkin? All right, so I'm going to put this right back on the heat, and we're going to stir that garlic and the butter together just until it starts to smell, which is like 30 to 60 seconds. Guys, if you love chicken Alfredo, in the comments, say, I love chicken Alfredo. I'm showing you a low-carb version to cook it that is going to make you your tummy happy and your waistband even happier. So we don't have to have all the carbs to make delicious meals. I love cooking low-carb and keto. So if those are the recipes you're looking for, you're in the right place, guys. All right, we've got our garlic in there. Now we're going to add our next ingredient, which is heavy cream. Now, if you want to measure it out, which is not a bad idea if you're not used to eyeballing your ingredients. That's dirty. You gotta scrub that baby. Here's another one. I'm going to get a measuring cup, and we're going to add a cup of heavy cream. Now, you can always add more later, like if you're cooking for a lot of people and you need a lot of sauce, you can always add more, but I'm going to do a cup. It's just me and Ricky eating tonight, and I like leftover Alfredo sauce, but it's so fast and easy to cook. You can always add more tomorrow if you have leftover chicken and pasta I'm fixing to show you. So let me get this heated. Let me get this on the heat. So we're going to add a cup of heavy cream, and we're going to go ahead and season that. We're going to season it with salt, and we're going to season it with pepper. And of course, we got the butter and garlic already in the skillet. Guys, let me know where you're watching from and what you're doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. I love to know what everyone else is eating and cooking. So I like a lot of pepper in my Alfredo. I also like lemon, and that's one thing I forgot to buy at the store. So if you've got a lemon, squeeze a good fresh lemon in there. But we're going to let this heavy cream simmer because I don't like to cook it really, really fast, but we want it to simmer so that it starts to thicken. We're gonna let that thicken. Now, while this is starting to simmer, I'm gonna check my oven real quick and show you what I've got in there. Oh yes, it's going off. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. This is a different way I've ever cooked chicken Alfredo, and I'm excited to do it. So guys, you know how much I love roasted cabbage, right? So we've got some roasted cabbage. What we did is take that cabbage, cut it in very thin slices. We put it on a baking sheet with aluminum foil because I don't like to clean. We seasoned it with salt and pepper and heavily drizzled with avocado oil. That's it. I've got it in my oven on 400, and I've been cooking this for about 25 minutes now. And we're going to continue to cook it because I like mine really wilted and brown along the edges. You can cook this as long as you want to. Get it to the softness you desire, because this is our noodles for the chicken Alfredo. So we've got these thin cabbage noodles that we're going to fix our chicken Alfredo on. So I'm going to stick this back in the oven. There's so many ways to make a good recipe that you love low carb. All we're doing is taking a homemade Alfredo sauce with some chicken chunks that I like seasoned spicy. And instead of using carb-filled pastas, we're using cabbage. Guys, it's that easy. You can change recipes all the time to make your favorites actually low carb or keto. Another way you can make this recipe is with zucchini zoodles or rice zucchini like I showed you last night. I love making zucchini as my pastas. And yes, you can call pasta pasta, and I can call pasta pasta. That is pasta in that oven right now, because that roasted cabbage is delicious all by itself. And if I have leftovers, I will have roasted cabbage as a side dish tomorrow. But I also am going to use that roasted cabbage as my pasta for some chicken Alfredo, and my stomach is going to be so happy because my waistline's not going to grow, and it's going to be full of good food. So like I told you, we're roasting that cabbage up right now. It's been cooking for about 20 to 25 minutes. We have it on 400. You can cook it lower if you want to. A lot of times I put my oven on 350. But we are now making the Alfredo sauce. So we've got 1 cup of heavy cream that we added to a skillet that already had 2 tablespoons of butter and fresh minced garlic. And it smells so good. And we just seasoned that heavy cream. This is the Alfredo sauce. We seasoned it with salt, pepper, and I forgot to add some garlic powder. You've got to have garlic powder in your Alfredo, guys. I know I put minced garlic, but you got to have some really good seasoning in that Alfredo sauce. And we are going to let this simmer until it starts to thicken. When it starts to thicken, we're going to take it off the heat because we're going to add our cheese. Now, for me in an Alfredo sauce, sometimes I only use Parmesan. But I also like to consider mozzarella. I don't know about you guys, but I like to mix mozzarella in my Alfredo sauces. You can do just the Parmesan if you want to, or both, or just mozzarella if you want to. That is not thickening at all. That is still just pure liquid. So we're gonna put that back on the heat. Now, like I said, this is your sauce. So if you like a lot of sauce, you can add more heavy cream. And when I look at this, I'm thinking, Ricky's probably gonna want some more. So I'm gonna add a little bit more heavy cream, and that just means we have to let it simmer longer because we want it to start to thicken so we can add our cheese. So I've got some mozzarella and I've got a block of Parmesan. So let me go ahead and start shredding up my Parmesan real quick while you guys let me know what questions you have in the comments. If you're new to my page and you want some getting started tips, I would love to help you. Just say getting started in the comments. Whoops, and I'll send you some tips on how to start your day every single day, feeling amazing while you watch your body just shrink. I've been doing this for 6 years. I love the way I feel, and I love the food I eat. I love to cook for you guys, and I love to cook for my husband. And I love to cook for my family. So we're just gonna shred this little bit of Parmesan cheese I had left from last night. Last night's dinner was fantastic, guys. If you missed that video, make sure you go back. Now, this is a brand new recipe that I'm putting together today, so I don't have this on the recipe blog yet, but I do have it typed out for you in this post. So as soon as this live video is over, you can actually go back to the post. All you have to do is click my picture at the top, and it'll take you back to my page where you can see the entire recipe typed out for you. If I love it, which I know I will be adding this to the recipe blog. It just might be this weekend when I got more time to get into that website. I'm gonna take it off the heat for a minute because I wanna check on my cabbage. Oh, that cabbage is smelling good, and it's just getting browner and browner. Now, when it comes to the cheese, guys, this is your Alfredo sauce, so you can decide how much mozzarella, how much Parmesan. I'm gonna use about a half cup of each. And And we can always add more if we want to have a little bit more flavor. Parmesan's going to give it a little more flavor than the mozzarella, especially if you got a fresh block of Parmesan like I do right now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of my way. We're going to go ahead and pour in our cheeses. So I've got about a half cup of fresh Parmesan, and I've got about a half cup of already sliced and prepped for me mozzarella, because I didn't have any block of mozzarella that I wanted to buy at the store. We've got this on the lowest heat possible. I'm doing about a half a cup of mozzarella and a half a cup of Parmesan. All right, and we're just going to stir that into the pre-made sauce that we have, or I'll say pre-made, or homemade sauce. And guys, if you need this recipe, if you've missed some of it, I've got it all typed out for you. And I'm excited for myself to try it and for you to try it with me. Now, with your Alfredo sauce, like I said, I don't have a lemon. I forgot to buy a lemon. If you have a lemon, I love fresh squeezed lemon in my Alfredo sauce. You also can add, if you want to, you can add Italian seasoning or oregano. But look at this sauce. Does that not look delicious? Now, I don't want my sauce really, really, really thick. So I think this is perfect right the way it is. So I'm gonna take it off the heat, and guys, I'm fixing to fix our plates. You rarely get to see me actually fix the plates. The meal is finished. All right, get all this stuff out of the way. All right, gotta figure out where I'm gonna put this. I got a mess in here, that's for sure. I got a mess going. Let me see where I'm gonna put this cabbage without, because that just turned off, so that will be hot. Tell you what, let me move my chicken over here. Chicken over here. I'll put my cabbage over here. Put this here. All right, hang on one second. Ooh, man, it smells good. This alone, I could just eat this whole pan. I could eat the whole pan of roasted cabbage, and I would be a happy girl. All right, so we're gonna take our plate and we're gonna start stacking. If you want to, you actually can just mix all this together and just put it on a dish and eat it right like it is. I'm actually gonna do a little stacking myself because I want it to really replicate a pasta dish. So I've got my cabbage on the bottom. Yeah. I'm gonna put my chicken chunks on top of the cabbage. We've got some hot Alfredo sauce. If you want to, you could add some fresh basil or parsley to the top of this if you want to. Oh yes, look how pretty this is already. And I just got my hands dirty like a crazy girl. Fabulous time to eat. And then we're going to put us some Alfredo sauce over our chicken. Ooh, man, this is going to be good. Chicken Alfredo. Guys, if you love it, give me some hearts and share this video. And I'm excited to eat this dinner, and I'm excited to tell you how delicious it is. I know it's going to be good. I can smell it. Now, one thing I didn't do, which I usually always do, I got distracted, is I did not taste my Alfredo sauce. I usually like to taste it just to see if I need any extra spices or seasonings. It is what it is. I'm done with it now. I guess I can put my finger in it. Yes. So good. Now, you can use as much Alfredo as you want to, but guys, does that not look delicious? Give me some hearts if it looks good. All right, guys, because my meal is hot and I'm ready to eat, I'm going to come back and answer your questions later. Any questions you have, just stick them in the comments. And guys, if you're new to my page yet and you haven't gotten my getting started tips, say getting started, so I can help you make sure you know what to look for and how to get your day started every single day feeling awesome. I love new recipes, and I can't wait to eat this one. Chicken Alfredo. Give me some hearts and share this video. See you guys later. Bye.